down the street with his old
Washboard.
Washboardjim, he got a sneaky snake. Goes boom, boom, boom. Goes boom, boom, boom. Goes boom, boom, boom. Sneaky snake. Goes boom, boom, boom. Goes boom, boom, boom. Goes boom, boom, boom. Sneaky snake.
Hello, this is Washboardjim with a sneaky snake trading strategy where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. I will have this recorded, although I'm playing, oops, let me start over again. This is Washboardjim with a sneaky snake trading strategy where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And we're going to talk about why I called this trade out in puts before the Trump tweet, and I just want to kind of get you my reasoning behind it. And I had a lot of work to do that day, so I did me a fast scout, held one, and then went off to work. And then on the way to work, I had to shampoo some carpet, so I kept watching the trade and was kind of trading it as I was shampooing the carpet. So we're going to get to look at this and the reason why I called out the trade on puts first thing in the morning. So why did I call the put Friday? The answer to that question is simple. It's called a triple top. So we had a triple top going into Friday. And then if you looked at the pre-market and after hours on the day before, there was another reason, and that was because we had a double top, and then we had a head and shoulders, and we failed that head and shoulders and we sold off. So that's the patterns that I looked at when I got ready to take the trade. We had a head and shoulders. You got your left shoulder, and then your right shoulders. And then you had the double top, and we went ahead and pulled on back. And then we failed that one too. As we started to pull back, we failed that one also. And it was a pretty good little sell-off. And then we bounced back after hours and had another triple top, pulled back. Then we had one right in here, a quad, pulled back. And she bounced up and created a triple top on that 2-day period, which gave me the indicator that I think this was going to be a bearish day to begin with, and I didn't get into calls. I got into puts right when the bell rung after we had that little breakout. So I let the chart pattern rule my trade when I was looking at it. And then the Trump tweet came out, and we had that horrible Friday. So I got out of the trade mostly here at the 63, made about $40-50 a contract, and then it bounced on back up. I made about 20 bucks, and I had 10 of them, and I kept one, and then she went ahead and just sold off the rest of the day into that, from that triple top. So we had the Head and Shoulders the day before. Whoops. It was supposed to look like that. We had the Head and Shoulders, where it found most resistance on that shoulder line and then sold off. And we had the triple top after the Head and Shoulders, and that sold off. 1, 2, 3, boom, on down. And then we had the triple top when we came in Friday morning. And that's all on the 5-minute. So I use different time frames when I'm looking at charts. I like to look at the 1 minute. I usually scalp on the 1 minute, try to get in before everybody else and try to get out before everybody else. And we had the same thing right here. We had a Head and Shoulders, and it just couldn't finish that shoulder line. So if I erase this, no, I'll just leave it up there. I'll erase it. We had a little Head and Shoulders right here where the head popped up, and it just couldn't break that shoulder line. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then she finally gave up. The Trump news came out, and the market took it drastically, truthfully, which, you know, a Trump tweet is just a bargain opportunity in most cases. But the fat cats, they don't like, they're progressive liberals on Wall Street, 90% of them, and they've been wanting this market to pull back in a way. A lot of them are sitting on the sidelines, and as a retail trader, I'm bullish every day. I picked that up from Jim Cramer. There's always a trade to be made in the market, and I've just been bullish every single day for the last 21 years. I come in here feeling bullish until Joe Biden became president. And then we had all kinds of wars break out. We had the supply chain messed up, and we had genocide in Israel. We had Russia invade Ukraine, and we had, I think, 7 or 8 wars start during that period of time. So I became very bearish for a whole year and called the bottom successfully. Once we hit the 200 on the weekly, I was calling out the trade. I said, we're getting ready to go to the upside. And we started to go out, and I even wrote a song about it. It was back in September of 2022, and we ran on up, and then we just kept going up after that. And then we had a huge breakout of 40% for 2 years in a row, and then I was feeling like we were overbought, and they were using Trump as an excuse to pull the market back, and it did pull back, but their plan didn't work. They wanted it to pull back a lot more. So right now I'm feeling being in the now. You know, it's all about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And I felt like the market was already overbought to begin with, and I still think that. So I'm just I'm buying the dips. You know, I'm scalping the dips. Been real good at trading the lotto at the end of the day during power hour, the last 30 minutes of the day. I've been kind of holding off around 2 o'clock Eastern time to 3, and then looking for a good trade to take where I can run it back up, and it's usually the SPY or the SPX at the end of the day. And then watching my watch list looking for bargains for the day after. And then at the end of the day, right around that 2 o'clock period, I'm not really that ambitious to be scalping anymore. And I really get into scalping for the first hour and a half. But the reason, again, why I called puts out first of the day is because we hit that triple top, and I wanted to go ahead and buy a put. I didn't feel like, we were going to break out anymore. It was Friday, and just by looking at the day before kind of gave me a gut feeling that we were going to pull back in a way from that other triple top and that head and shoulder line, and we did pull back. And then Friday we pulled back big time. And there was no bouncing up about it at all. We just, after we formed a snake for the first hour, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50 minutes, 60 minutes, it just failed and formed a symmetrical flag, and then that failed. So I knew we were doomed for the rest of the day off that Trump tweet. And it's just an excuse, and the trends have been falling pretty good, so you don't want to fight against the trend. But it was the triple top that got me into the calling the puts right here. I waited. We had 3 white soldiers right at the opening gate, and then we had this inverted hammer, or this hammer, and then the selling started happening, and I got out of the trade. I held one. I went off to work. And when I came back, I tried to play a call, and it didn't work out too well. So I got out of that one, and I held my put, and it just paid off real good. I had a real good day for hardly being here for just about 20, 30 minutes. I went ahead and took off, and the lockdown gave me a great window to shampoo some carpet at one of my jobs, because it's a government job, and only the essential employees were there. The non-essential were at home taking the day off. But coming in Monday, I'm going to be having the same strategy all next week. Excuse me. I'll buy the dip, or I'll play the breakout. And I'm going to do another video on the indices, just kind of tell you where we were. I nailed the indices on last week's video. They came to, true fruition there at the end of the week. So I'm going to show you how I find the support levels and the resistance levels in the next video that's coming out. And I'm going to do the indices, and I'll also probably go over some of the stocks that I've seen on the Magnificent Seven. Some opportunities I think that are here waiting for us to take place this coming week. So this is the sneaky snake trading strategy, where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now. And we'll catch you all later. Have a great day. Let's get at it this week. I'm here live every day of the week, so if you're watching this video, subscribe, ring that bell, and you'll get all my videos, and you'll get my pop-ups when I'm live. And I've been here for the last 3 years. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. I'm getting old, and I'm going to enjoy life a little bit more instead of being stuck behind this computer. I do this for free. I don't ask for money like a lot of people do for sitting here yakking my mouth off all day long. So after you finish this video, hit that like button, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Have a great day. Washboardjim with a sneaky snake trading strategy, where I talk about chart patterns, moving averages, and being in the now.